Oh, hello, Alfonso.
Hey, Pepe, I was waiting for you.
Yeah, that's good. Hello, guys. Today we're doing Behind the Tracks. And we have kind of a new concept for a kind of show for us. So, I am a hip-hop fan, and Alfonso, my friend, he is a kind of like pop indie fan. And we thought to ourselves, well, we could listen to each other's very liked albums. So, I have prepared the album Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. Storytelling album about young Kendrick Lamar in Compton. It starts with him and this girl, Shireen. They were kind of in love and he wanted to go meet her. Then he drives in the truck you can see on the album cover.
Right.
That's the van of his mom. But there he doesn't find Shireen, no. He finds her two brothers. They're not that good with him, so they beat him up. So he doesn't meet with Shireen, but instead he meets with his friends, and they want to get back at the two brothers.
Kendrick and his two friends kill her brothers, but also Kendrick's friend Dave gets killed.
Yeah, true. So, what are your thoughts, my friend?
Okay, first of all, what's my experience with hip-hop music? So this is my first time listening to a male hip-hop album. So, of course, what did I know about the album? You told me it was about one of Kendrick's friends dying. So I was expecting sort of a somber tone to it, you know? And so first I listened to it twice in the background, not reading the lyrics, and I was like, this is not somber. Of course, in the first song, I was hearing him talking about titties and ass, and I was like, okay, what's this? Like, not what I was expecting. But I was happy that the production was very accessible. Like, I was afraid it would be too experimental, which, of course, if it's your first exposure to these types of albums, would be risky. But no, I was like, okay, it's an accessible rap album. I can do this.
Yeah.
Then I listened to it, like slowly reading all the lyrics and stuff. And so, what are my thoughts?
Yeah.
I will start saying what I liked. First of all, lyrically, I really like his views, like police violence against black people. Obviously, it's an album about death. I'm a sucker for songs about death.
Yeah.
Like, it really touches me.
Yeah.
There are really good lines like, everybody's gonna respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. Yes, I like that
line.
And I wanna talk about the production again. 2012, it sounds like much more modern. It could be like from any time between 2015 and 2025. Like for me, it sounds both timeless and ahead of its time. I'm always like, I would change this instrument, this one stem. No, there was not a single thing that I didn't like, which is crazy. Also, lo-fi music, there's some lo-fi in there.
Crazy.
Which at the time, I didn't know it existed in 2012. And I will say his flow is very creative and very inspiring. It's like very, very loose. It's bold, it's brave, and it gives him a lot of personality. And also, it's very dense, the narrative. And I think that gives it a lot of replay value. And I know I have to listen to it a couple more times to really grasp it. And also he has such a versatile voice, like making all the different characters and stuff. It's quirky, but it's brave. Like I would be ashamed to make all of these weird voices, you know. Okay, now, what are my not so good opinions about it? First of all, as a non-rap fan, it was a bit monotonous. Just what I'm hearing. It's like, it's a very long album, but it's just because, of course, when you're not so exposed to the genre, everything sounds the same to you. Also, I was not a big fan of most of the hooks, like his singing. I think it really suits your style and your personality because it's often very goofy. Like, promise that you'll sing about me, and the don't kill my vibe and all like that. I think it really suits you. It's not so much for me, but they are still catchy hooks, which is the intention.
Yeah.
And okay, some of my more specific thoughts. Backseat Freestyle was kind of a guilty pleasure because it's so cringy. Like, I pray my dick gets better than the Eiffel Tower.
As big as the Eiffel Tower, so I can fuck the world for
72 hours.
Yes.
But it was so infectious. There was something about it that I was like, why am I like vibing to this? And some of my favorite tracks, I mean, the first half was kind of meh for me, but then the second half was really good.
Yeah.
I like my favorite track run is definitely track 7 to 11, like Good Kid,
Yeah.
M.A.A.d City, Swimming Pools, Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst, and Real.
Okay,
Those were my favorites.
Makes sense.
Of course, it's the part of the album where we hear about death, about drinking.
Yeah.
Because of course, the themes in the first half are not so relatable for me because this is not the music I grew up listening to. But for example, Swimming Pool was like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to feel emotions, you know, not just hearing someone talk.
Yeah.
My favorite, surprisingly, seems to be the fan favorite. It's Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst.
Yeah, Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst. 12-minute song, I think.
Yeah. And also it's fun that when he plays different roles, different characters, even if you're not reading the annotations on Genius, for example, it's easy to tell that he's singing from a different perspective because of subtle details. Like if he sings, my titties, okay, I'm assuming Kendrick doesn't have titties, so this is someone else.
Yeah.
Or for example, if he says, my brother died, that's great storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay, and I do have some questions.
Okay.
First of all, who is Keisha?
Keisha. Okay. Keisha's talked about on his previous album, Section 80. She's a sex worker. And he fell in love with her, kind of.
Ah, okay. About the reenactments, did he get the real people from the story to make the reenactments of this, like the skits?
Yeah. Some of them are actually like real reenactments from the people he grew up with.
I will say the acting is great.
Oh, it is.
It is like, are his parents actors or something? Also, isn't it weird that, for example, in the first song, Shireen, he is oversharing so much about these real people?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really know if some of it is like artistic freedom that he has, like if it's 100% exactly true what he's telling. Who knows?
Keine Ahnung. Something I forgot to mention that I didn't love was that by the very last kid in Real, which by the way I liked Real because it was like a genre switch. It was more danceable. I thought, isn't it a bit corny that he's adding all these statements of people backing up the fact that he allegedly murdered someone? Like, of course, I don't agree or disagree with that you can make up for your actions if you tell your story, if you talk about your neighborhood, blah, blah. It was just the last skit that I found a
but
bit...
that is true, actually. Yeah, I agree with you. That is kind of corny.
Yeah. Okay, finally. I like giving album scores, and for this one, I decided to give it a 5.3 out of 10. Just because when I rate albums, it's based on just my own enjoyment, not how good or bad I think it is, no, how much I personally enjoyed it. I think it's okay for my first rap album.
I'm very happy that 5.3 out of 10 for someone who doesn't listen to hip hop. I think good, respectable.
I think this album set really high expectations for me from now on when I listen to other hip hop albums. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Jugendstil episode, and in the next one he'll be reacting to Melodrama by Lord. So stay tuned. Bye.
Bye bye.